Bring on city you burn, I'm gonna build one high.
Greetings, fellow Empyreans. I am Ashtarothi, the voice of New Eden, and it is November 14th, YC125, and it is Havoc Day. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Settle down. How's it going, guys? We've got stuff to talk about today. It is Havoc. The next expansion of EVE Online has been released today. We have a lot to talk about. We have to talk about what is here now, what is coming, what isn't ready, and what we have discovered today, and some other news that we weren't quite expecting. So let's go ahead and everybody settle on in. Like the stream if you haven't. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. How's it going, everybody? How's Havoc treating you? So I am currently inside of the Fulcrum for the first time ever. I managed to make my way in here. Now, surprisingly, I have yet to see a single bubble in Zarzak. Now, there are some suggestions that one of the reasons why that is because the Imperium is a bit distracted at the moment by something else going on, which we will talk about. But the point of the matter is that the TLDR is that the main event of Havoc has not begun yet, okay? All we have right now, we are currently in a 48-hour waiting period as everything begins to ramp up, okay? So we're going to talk about what that means and all that sort of stuff. But first, I want to know how everybody's doing. 07s to everybody. Hi, Eagle, Firefly, Laura Light, all you guys. So far, HiSec isn't a bunch of nullsec types pimping my wife and daughters, so I guess the prediction after release notes was a bit sensational. Give it time, give it time. Hey, Nick Sofa. You know what? I too have a right-hand vertical screen, and I strongly recommend it. It isn't. I got into it, so I've been a triple monitor guy for a very long time now, like almost a decade or more now. But at my last software development job, like a while ago, my buddy had 3 monitors, with one of them being a vertical monitor, and it blew my mind how useful that was. Let me tell you, if you're a programmer or you like doom scrolling, vertical monitors are where it's at. Yeah, high five. All right, so enjoying having someone tell me that they're going to roll one of my structures with dreads and HiSec. Tell me you don't know how these mechanics work without telling me that you don't know how these mechanics work. Okay, so first and foremost, welcome to the new station environment. We will look at that first. Let me hide my browser. Okay, so now there are special new station environments for members of the Angel Cartel and for the Garistas. We are part of neither at the moment, and that's part of the whole thing. So individuals that have good enough standings, i.e. at least -2 or higher with the Angels or the Garistas, can now direct enlistment with either of those groups through one of their structures. So, you know, docking up in the Angel structures in Curse or the Garista structures in Venal, you can direct enlist if you have the standings. However, if your corporation is enlisting like the Invited is, the act of corporation enlistment takes 24 hours. And once your corporation has begun enlisting, you are now in the process of joining the militia. So those of us in the Invited cannot join the militia until tomorrow. But those who are not part of any militia group corporation can direct enlistment today. So there are people who are out there right now who are direct enlisted to both the Garistas and the Angels out there getting fights. However, while it does appear that the shipcaster is working, the insurrections themselves are not live yet. So there's not sites or anything like that to run. So the best you can do is go into the war zone and hunt down war targets to kill for LP, so then you can turn that in on the LP store, which apparently some people have been doing. I ran into somebody earlier in outside the Fulcrum that claims to have built their Mecha Ball 30 minutes ago with LP that they earned. So, yeah, there are a lot of people freaking out at the potential of this this feature, but I think that a lot of those fears are unfounded. But we'll probably talk about those as we go. We can see that we have a unique station environment here. We can see that orange pipey scaffolding that is very detailed of the Deathless. Also, oh, hold on. This is my favorite part. You hear that? Hold on. The Angel's got a rave party going on, man. All right, let me turn it back down. Okay, so if we can see the centerpiece of the Fulcrum over here. Over there, to the left, we can see the Garistus kind of area where they would be. And over to the right, we see the Angel Cartel area. And we can see a bunch of Macarials flying around in the background. I don't think I've seen any rattlesnakes. I've definitely seen Macarials flying around. But as you can see, it's very similar to an upwell structure. It's closer to an upwell structure than a normal Citadel, or a normal NPC structure when it comes to its environments. And, well, let's see. If I grab my Stratios. Yep, there it is. So you can see, just like with the other, and you can still see my Corvette up there. That's really cool. And there's the Quzxpon ad. Oh man, there's so much cool stuff in here. And there's the Deathless dude instead of Aura. And there's my cat meowing at me. Hi. So this environment looks really, really cool. I'm digging it, and I cannot wait till tomorrow when I get to see the Angel and Garistus ones. Oh, there's some Garistus haulers flying by. A T1 hauler in Jito is worth 50,000 Angel LP when it got killed. My ship is too clean. What are you talking about? This ship is actually pretty dirty, I think. Yeah, there's a lot of dirt on there. Someone's listening to Diggy Diggy Hole in the background. Oh, man. What's up, Aaron, Steve, Nicholas, VRod07? So, if we can go outside. I got my coffee and my convocation mug. So, you can see that around the outside, is these Deathless Retribution encampments, emplacements. And there is so many of them that this is actually going to be a very dangerous area to do anything. Not only is there one at the top of every single spike, but there are also more of them along the outside. And these things have huge ranges. And they also jam. So basically, and also if you do a retribution timer, you can't dock, right? So, you know, like this Mecha Ball here, which is the Mecha Ball that actually I just talked to, he's the guy that said that he just built it. If he had attacked me, he would be not only attacked by all of the towers, which could be very deadly, but also not able to dock. So that's something to keep in mind. There's a Halloween skin on that Hecate. So while there's several people out here, I'm actually relatively safe. Unless like a bunch of tornadoes show up or something that's just gonna blat me out of the sky. I flew all the way down to the bottom of the Fulcrum, by the way, earlier. I got some screenshots of it. Let me pull those up real quick. I've got that one, and then this one, and this is me at the bottom. At the very, very bottom, you can see that there's the Zarzak boundary. And that's kind of close to the tip of the fulcrum bottom. So if you see this up here, like where this cloud is at the top, that's basically where I was with the boundary. What did the angels ever do to the goons to be stuck with them? What? You're going to pass me? Awesome. Frat might go Garistas. Well, they can also allow for direct enlistment in both directions. It'll be hard to, it'll be interesting to see where things go. It is worth noting that, like, depending on your affiliation of Garistas or Angels, is going to determine whether or not you can use the shipcaster to go to the Mimar Mimitar war zone or the Gallente Caldari war zone. On top of that, the rewards that you get, right? So let's go inside. Okay, so if I go to the LP store, we can see that my browser's still up. So we have the Azrael, like we thought, but we also see that we got Savior blueprints, or Savior implants, Halo implants, Domination multi-spectrums, Domination stasis webifiers, disruptors, warp scramblers, extra large shield boosters, micro warp drive, all of the standard, tons of standard implants of all kinds. Domination smart bombs, there's the Kizrael, guns, missiles, basically everything that the Domination LP store would have. This has. Lots of implants. And even Archangel ammunition, obviously. So yeah, very, very well-stocked LP store, which is really cool. And of course, the Garistas will have their side of the same thing. Pumped to live in the Fulcrum. It's everything I could want except for one marred black eye of bubbles allowed. Yeah, I mean, the bubbles allowed thing is kind of sucky, but, like, so far it hasn't been a big problem. So, I mean, that makes me feel a little bit better. The thing is that I don't think that this is going to be a big problem until everything goes live. I've said this many, many times. I'm not actually worried about nullsec coming in and fucking with Zarzak for fun, because you can only do that for so long, right? Like, you're basically just motivating to do things for fun, right? Whatever, it's a gate camp. But in the event of, like, the faction warfare pilots, if you do not want our insurrection into the Yugiti constellation to move forward, then rather than fight us in the 5 systems that are currently under invasion, wouldn't it make more sense to simply block us inside of the Fulcrum itself? So that is my biggest concern, is how much of an incentive the militiamen will have to causing problems in here, one way or another. Now, I think that, like, the encampments and all that sort of stuff is really, really going to help with all of that.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Now you can turn down. Is the LP store OP? I mean, like, it's as OP as the rest of the militias. Now, obviously, their access to pirate ships and stuff makes them a little bit cooler, but also it's a lot more dangerous to gain access to this LP. It does seriously hurt people that used to do missions for the Angels and the Garistas solely. Let's grab my Imperator, and then we'll go check out the shipcaster itself. Thrasher. There's the Mecha Ball. But he doesn't have the skin. There's a new skin out that I really, really want. I really want the new skin. Oh, there's no tags. Is there no tags? That's right. Oh, that's actually very strong. You know, they should just remove tags from the main militia LP stores. The time has come. So here's the shipcaster. It is active. And we can see, of course, the wonderful point of no return wormhole and Zarzak star. Right there. Or black hole, I should say. I just see a wreck. Let's see if they attack me or not. That's 31 kilometers. Everything here is so big. He's not moving. How's the market coming along here? We're going to have to be stalking the market. 90% discount on install costs because you know it'll be super high without the discounts? Possibly. Oh, there's a civilian miner. Okay, well, there you go. Are they going to attack me? Because if they attack me, they get a retribution timer. They might still be able to jump through the shipcaster, though, so they may try to engage me and then jump through the shipcaster. Who knows? How many retribution encampments are here? Oh, there's actually very few. Wait, hold on. Is there any encampments here? What's stopping them from killing me right now? No, there's no retribution encampments here. Oh, no, there is. There is. There's one. Okay, so they're way along the ring. But they do have a huge range. So they're definitely protecting me. There's one right there. You can't use the shipcaster with a weapon. Oh, okay, yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, there's a ton of guns on the Fulcrum. One thing I've noticed is that I haven't ran into a single bubble yet today. How do I get that sign above the gate? That is normal for the shipcaster. All right. Well, so let's talk about some other news, right? Let's talk about what else is going on, because right now, like I said, the big fighting for the insurrections will not begin for another 48 hours, or, well, rather, what, 40 hours now, or whatever it is. But there has been some other big news, some unexpected news. We were expecting there to be some sort of unexpected news today, right? We did get a New Eden News article that kind of breaks down what's going on, but we didn't get a Scope News article, or like a Scope video. So really, we were kind of having a quiet day as far as that goes. And then the Imperium decided to say, hold my beer. And last night, this happened. So what we are seeing here, let me explain. Player structures can have services attached to them, right? And one of those services is a clone bay, which allows you to store clones in that station. This is especially important in nullsec, where there aren't NPC stations to keep your clones in. And this was also really important, especially back in the day, because clones could be swapped instantaneously when inside of a player structure, but not in a station. However, that's now changed, so you can swap in a station too. But for years, it was that case. So a lot of people kept their implants and their clones in a station or in a structure, right? Now, if a structure becomes attacked, right, and brought into Hull, and therefore the clone bay is shut down, then all of the clones are paused. Nobody can go to them, nobody can leave from them, but they're kind of in stasis until the fate of that structure is decided in one way or another. However, if the clone bay is voluntarily shut off by the owners of the station, it automatically destroys all clones inside of the clone bay. We've had this problem within the convocation several times, where either a director turned off a clone bay not realizing how big of a deal it was, or all the way to a director online in clone bay and us being like, well, fuck, now we can have to just never turn that one off because, whatever. Anywho, the point of the matter is that this here is 1DQ1 TAC A, First Imperial Palace. This is the headquarters of the Imperium. This is the very heart of the Imperium. And the Imperium had a director named Jay Amazingness who left the game a while ago and allegedly had returned recently. Asher has now made a post that it kind of explains what happened. It appears that Jay Amazingness has gone fuck goons and stolen stuff on his way out. He also pulled the modules and rigs from the Imperial Palace. Luckily, it was so close to downtime that only 70% of the clones were... seems like 70% of the clones were not destroyed. Oh, I thought 70% of the clones were destroyed. Okay, so the claim is only 30% of the clones were destroyed. We think that the most recent clones installed were the ones that got hit first. He's got money in various wallets, but not our main savings account. Some BPOs were stolen, some caps in other hangars. How could this happen? I've known Jade for a decade. I considered him a good friend. We talked a lot. We talked today. We discussed lots of things outside of EVE. He recently came back to EVE, and I gave him director roles because I trust him. I would say that he's a person I trust the most in EVE. I don't know why it happened. It is a small chance he was hacked and was holding on to, but more likely he just decided to do this. I hope he's okay. If he wanted to make his mark on EVE, I guess here it is. Personally, I'm very hurt. There's not much more to it. As an alliance and coalition, it's not going to affect us, but I'm going to feel it for a long time. Yeah, and that's the thing, is that a lot of these betrayals, while they do have impact on the game, they have a lot of impact in real-life friendships and trust and real-life people. And today was Goonswarm's turn. So, 52,000 clones were put at risk. Now, he did this only 3 minutes to downtime, and so, allegedly, the script that was destroying all of the clones failed to complete by the end of downtime. And therefore, a certain chunk of the clones were saved. Now, there's been plenty of people showing reports of all of the clones that they have lost, including very expensive high-grade clones. This decision, make no mistake, cost the Imperium trillions of ISK in a single choice. So, huge deal. Obviously, they will recover. I was ironically commenting about the fact that, well, this might help the implant market with all these new pirate implants coming up, but unfortunately, the biggest implants used that would be stored in here are not the kind of implants that we would be getting from the Angels or the Garistas per se, but it's still pretty funny if you think that kind of thing is funny. Now, there is some question about, like, not all of the clones were destroyed, even though by the rules they technically should have been. It is unknown whether or not CCP plans on stepping in to remedy the situation. There, on the one hand, by all rights, when a clone bay is removed, all clones should be destroyed. By the rules, every clone should have been destroyed. So CCP could theoretically go back and set things right by destroying all those clones now. However, there is also a really strong precedent in EVE to play the ball where it lies. The server failed to do it correctly, right? For whatever reason. But the server fails to do things all the time. You know, when a bunch of back in the Empires of Eve, when a bunch of people jump into a system and it crashes the node, they don't force those ships to die. Like, that's just what happened, right? And we just all continue on as best we can. So there is definitely precedent for them to just let the clones that got destroyed be destroyed and let the rest of them go. But we will have to see what they eventually decide. Has anybody tried to do an Entosis link on the intact Jovian Observatory? You can't lock them, which means you cannot Entosis them. There's a bubble on the Turner Gate in Zarzak? Well, there you go. Domination cap batteries are available, and they haven't been on the loot tables since forever, so that's probably a really good option. Yeah, it's a big deal, man. I always feel bad when people get hurt by people who thought that they were real life friends. Damn guiding high end. Yeah, and this is kind of the contradiction of Eve, right? Because this is the thing that we kind of celebrate in Eve, the whole treachery and betrayal, but this is the reality of the situation, right? Like, in the end, a whole bunch of innocent people got their clones destroyed, and friendships were absolutely destroyed today. This was not a matter of, like, Eve trust burned. This is real life trust. And for those, I have had people comment to me that there is no counterplay to this. I would like to point out that this is the counterplay, right? Trust is extraordinarily powerful in EVE Online. Trust is the single most powerful thing in EVE Online. Goon Swarm proves that, right? The fact that the Imperium is able to function as such a cohesive unit, the fact that they have such, strong bonds and trust within each other, the fact that they can build up all of these things with each other is the reason why the Imperium is strong. But that trust is only valid if it can be broken, right? That trust can only be balanced. The strength of trust in the game can only be balanced by the ability for that trust to be broken. And that's what we're seeing here today, guys. What we're seeing here is the very foundations that make the Imperium strong being used against them to hurt them. Now, is this going to destroy them? Absolutely not. I think somebody on Reddit, I don't know if it was Jay or somebody else, commented that this was called Operation Colony Collapse, which is very funny. But, like, this isn't necessarily going to destroy the Imperium, but it is by far the most significant setback that they have received in a very long time. And that's what happens. You know, you have the power of the Imperium Palace. You have the power of 1DQ and all of the structures that are there. With that power comes vulnerability. And this is the result of that vulnerability. Trust is rare among our kind. Exactly. Yeah, 1DQ was considered to be the most secure system, the secure location in all of New Eden. That's true. All right. So, but with all that said, let's look at the Havoc expansion is now live. The gates to the recently discovered Zarzak system is open to all who dare enter. And now is the time to venture forth and choose where your loyalties lie. Will you side with the Angel Cartel or Gris's pirate factions becoming an insurgent? Or do you intend to play the hero with Empire militias? So, here's the future tour video. Okay, so a couple things. People are already talking in chat. So Vanguard. Now, obviously, okay, let me explain. The Havoc expansion is not just today, right? Basically, all of the content that's coming out for the next 6 months is part of the Havoc expansion, okay? So when they say that, like, Vanguard is coming in Havoc, that, like, it obviously wasn't released today. So what's going to happen? The first major Vanguard playtest starts in December. My prediction is that it will be tied to an insurrection happening in December, but that is going to be the first major playtest. Now, how that plays out as being, like, how close it is to being released, I don't know. The fact that they pointed out in the Havoc trailer does seem to imply that it's probably pretty, like, a lot closer than I thought it would be, right? I thought that this was, like, the Vanguard was something that, like, we're maybe a year plus out from, and that this is just the beginning of the testing. But with this being in the trailer, it is very possible that we're going to see it within the next few months totally active, and that the December playtest is just the basically the pre-release warm-up. Ultra Kill playstyle clone? I don't know anything about that. But yeah, I can't wait for that to be live. I did get to play in the Vanguard test that was like a week or two ago. It was pretty short and lots of fun, and I can't say anything else about it than that. But in December, we're going to be able to jump into it for realsy, which will be very interesting as well. Which, of course, we will be covering all that here. Now then, in EVE Online Havoc is the second major expansion for EVE Online in 2023, and as of today, it opens with a wealth of choices, adventures, and combat options. It is a hazardous world filled with ancient mysteries, and it gives pilots the opportunity to live a pirate's life in New Eden. In addition to new ships, activities, and locations, such as the visually stunning Jovian megastructure, the Fulcrum, Capsuleers can expect great adventures as pirates attempt to corrupt systems, spurred on by the mysterious Deathless. The Havoc expansion finally allows Capsuleers to fulfill what has been long a dream by many, to enlist with New Eden's notorious pirate factions. You will get the chance to aid the Deathless in spreading chaos throughout the Empire war zones by aligning with the Angel Cartel or the Guristas. The completion of new Interstellar Shipcaster in Zarzak enables you to get there even faster and start making your mark. Pilots will be able to spread corruption as insurgents, or fight for order as Empire militia, with a wealth of loyalty points on the line. Siding with the pirates will bring access to new ships, including the Azrael-class Titan and Qizrael-class battlecruiser from the Angel Cartel, Alligator-class battlecruiser from the Guristas, as well as making the Mecha Ball and Mamba destroyers available through dedicated Pirate Insurgency LP stores. The insurgencies get underway today as the Pirate Forward Operating Base chooses systems for pilots to compete over. After FOB appears, however, there will be a 48-hour forecasting period as the pirates set up and prepare for their assault. This gives Capsuleers a chance to get their ships into position or out of harm's way, as the case may be, before the actual insurgency begins. So, once you have chosen your side, you should begin to get ready, as the proper battle over corruption or stability begins in 2 days' time. In addition to providing access to pirate forward operating bases and the stunning Fulcrum hangar, Havoc brings with it EVE Vanguard, a dynamic and evolving FPS experience in early development, which will be connected to EVE Online from day one. When it comes online in December, Capsuleers will be able to impact New Eden and fuel its war machine directly through the frontline corruption. You can sign up here to be among the first to join the ranks of Vanguard. So again, that seems to speak, like, to the fact that it's not just a playtest, but it's, like, basically beta, like it's getting ready to be released, which is kind of interesting. Havoc will further empower organizations by making corporation projects bigger and better than before. ISK payments will now be integrated into projects, meaning that manual payments will no longer be necessary. We talked about all this yesterday with all the different styles. Further adding to Capsuleer's abilities to find things to do in a daily basis in New Eden, Havoc will see an introduction in the new Air Daily Goal system in December 2023, which will build upon the current daily challenges. This system will give Capsuleers a section of 4 tasks every day, but will require only 2 of them to be completed for the main reward to be given. So that means that the daily challenges did not come today. We're still using the old daily challenges until December. In the spirit of strengthening organizations and making life easier for Capsuleers in and out of Corps, better accessibility to features and gameplay in the Havoc expansion also comes in the form of improvements to the Photon UI interface. Omega pilots now have the option to personalize their experience by customizing the UI color scheme, and there are updates to the setting menus presenting a more modernized look consistent with the rest of Photon UI, including an addition of 2 new font sizes. Alphas get access to pre-made UI themes previously available to only Omega Capsuleers. Some people have complained about the fact that the escape menu is now full screen and it's a waste of real estate or whatever. I don't really care about the waste of real estate thing. I am a bit concerned about the fact that, like, I can't see my intel, right? Like, so I have a thing that lets me so that I can view my like overview even when I have a full screen thing on. Let's test to see if this works. So like if I open up my map, it's full screen. You see, like it's a full screen map, but I also can still see my overview. I can see local. I can see this over here. Let's see if the same thing happens with the escape menu. No. So with the escape menu open, I'm totally blind to everything. Not great. Don't like it. But other than that, I don't really, I mean, it's fine. Whatever. Speaking of personalization, back in the E-War, and then when they say it's not fair, remind them that you're a pirate. There's a quote. Hold on. There's a great quote. Oh man, what's that? What's the AT ship for the Guristas? What's the AT ship for the Guristas? The old escape menu also blocked out all of your HUD, but it wasn't full screen though, so you could like have it be. I guess that's a good. I mean, fine. That's a fair point, I suppose. Is the white whiptail, right? Nope, this isn't the right one. What's the cruiser one? Chameleon. There it is. Some capsuleers claim that ECM is dishonorable and unfair. Jam those ones first and kill them last. Jirai Fatal Latinin Pitham Nullifier Training Manual YC104. That's what you say if somebody tells you that E-War is unfair. The Raiju is Mortis Legion. All right. So now we can go into the personalization area, and we can go to user interface, and we can create a new theme. We can be like, oh yeah, I want. Wait, what is this? The primary. Hold on. Let's. Can't open up Windows when this is happening. Discard changes. Oh, I see. Yeah, the highlight color is changing, right? So I can highlight with red, or I can highlight with purple. There's purple. And then I can do the background tint is like... You can see that in the... Okay. Change those colors. And then, like, alerts. I don't have an alert right now. Accent? Where's the accent? Oh, the accent is the bar at the very top, right? So you can go red, white. So, yeah. And then I can apply it. There you go. That's pretty cool. Can you copy paste the settings so you can use the same one on multiple accounts? Yes, actually. Look at this. Check it out. At the very bottom, there's this code at the bottom. You can copy it. I can copy the theme to my clipboard, and then I could even just open up a text channel, right? Like I'm just gonna... Oh yeah, I can't. I'm gonna open up the invited text channel and just like... post it in here. There. Now, theoretically speaking, you could copy this. You have to get rid of the Ashrothi part at the beginning of it. But I could copy it, and I could go user interface, create new theme, and then, like, I can change some stuff. like garbage. And then I can go here and I can paste the other one and hit apply, and it just works. That's the theme. Maybe? I think, yeah. Well, I mean, I copied and pasted the default theme, actually. Shit. Hold on. So it's just a text string. And go to there. And then I can share it, which copies it to my clipboard. There we go. And I can even post it in the Discord, in the channel right now. So there you go. If you took that string and you open up your escape menu, go to interface, create new theme, and you post it here, it'll automatically change the theme to the same theme. Too easy. That's pretty good. Simple enough. Okay. This is only the beginning of Havoc. There are further enhancements coming in an update tomorrow. And in the coming weeks and months... Hold on a second. Speaking of personalization, Havoc will see the release of Corporation Alliance emblems for the new ships coming with the expansion, specifically the Mecha Ball, Mamba, Quzxpon, Alligator, and Azrael. So even if you are aligning with the pirates, you can still proudly fly your organization's colors. This is only the beginning of Havoc. There are further enhancements coming in an update tomorrow, and the coming weeks and months we will see even more Havoc updates. So keep your eyes and ears open, Capsuleers. So tomorrow we're gonna can we Satonia, can you confirm that I'm interpreting that correctly? So today, this was posted today, so this is saying tomorrow we will get another update, a patch for all of this, it would seem. Only issue with it is that you need primary color values if you want them bold, not washed out, i.e. Up the red if you want redder. Yeah. I mean, it's still really good, though. Like, it's cool. I like where they're going with it. As the chaos on the front lines unfold, be sure to stay tuned on CCP TV for amazing Twitch drops full of fun goodies and make your pirate adventures even more fruitful. Some of the treats you can expect to drop are Glamorous boosters, Glamorous boosters are incredibly powerful, guys, especially for those of us who are trying to fix their angel standings. Mysterious crates, Evermarks, and skins. Stay tuned so you don't miss out on a thing. To celebrate the chaos and corruption of Havoc, all Capsuleers can now claim 7 days of Omega by visiting the New Eden store until the 20th of November. So you've got 6 days, guys. You've got 6 days to log into your account. Go down here to the New Eden store button. Pull up the New Eden store. Go up to the top left corner. You'll see this 7 days of Omega for 0 Plex. Click on it. Apply it. Boom. Your account now has 7 more days of Omega. This is good. This works even if you've never done Omega before. I do warn you, if you are going to use this, make sure you're training skills. If you're going to revert back to Alpha, don't train Omega only skills, because you won't have access to them once they go Omega. But this is a very kind thing that CCP has done. All you skill farmers, now's your opportunity to extract your skill injectors and all that sort of stuff. With all of those skill extractors that they just sold on a big deal, now you can log in your skill farms, give them Omega, extract them, and sell them. On top of that, we also have the Hex bundles, the Serpentis, Blood Raider, Mordu, and Sancha Hex bundles, which I find really, really weird, because that means that, like, there are Garistas and Angel Hex skins, right? Like, in fact, the Angel Hex were the first. Here's the Angel Hex bundle, and here's the Garistas Hex bundle. Notice they're not on sale. Why are the only bundles that are on sale, the pirate bundles that are on sale, the ones that aren't related to the pirates that are involved? Why wouldn't the Angels and the Garistas also be as part of the Hex sales? It's just really bizarre. I wonder if it's a mistake and will get fixed tomorrow. I would recommend not buying these Garistas and Angel Hex bundles today, in hopes that they do get added to the bundle packs. Why people always say that you need Omega to extract? I'm extracting Omega skills on my Alpha just fine. I thought you did. Really? I thought you had to be Omega. I was pretty sure. Well, either way, you have to be Omega to get the skill points that it takes to go above 5 million, but yeah. It is possible that there is more packs and everything coming, for sure. But I just feel it weird, especially since, like, in the post here, I'll skip down a little bit. It shows here, it says, in addition to the amazing deals you can get on the Eve store, the New Eden store is offering massive discounts on Red Claw Sable skins, as well as Pirate Hex bundles in a special Black Friday sale. Make sure to check that out before it's too late. This is why I think it's a mistake, because they just say Pirate Hex bundles, but the only 2 Pirate Hex bundles that aren't on sale are the 2 related to the current, the Havoc expansion, which is kind of weird. Yeah, you need more than 5.5 million to extract, although you can do that with the buddy code, because you train up to 5 million, and then you apply your million free SP, and then you can extract. But that's a topic for another day. All right, moving on. Blah, 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 blah. All right, arm yourself with Havoc's 2 new expansion-themed packs loaded with Plex skill points, Angels and Garistas-themed apparel and skins, Glamour X Booster, and more. The Insurgency Initiative pack provides an additional 14 days of Omega to empower novice capsuleers looking to involve themselves in pirate insurgencies. And the Insurgent Commander pack includes skins for an assortment of Angel and Garistas ships, including the brand new Alligator and Quzxpon. So, the Insurgent Initiative pack comes with 14 days of Omega, 14 Plex, Basic Glamour X Booster, 150,000 skill points, Worm Empyrean Outlaw skin, Dramule Empyrean Outlaw skin, and then men and women's jacket and coat for the Angels and the Garistas. And then the bigger one gives 1,350 Plex, 250,000 skill points, Glamour X Booster, Worm, Mamba, Dramule, Mecha Ball, Alligator, Quzxpon, Macariel skins, and the jackets. So, and then finally, pirate insurgencies are on the way, but so it's time to choose where your loyalties lie. Capsuleers, become a pirate insurgent, spread corruption, wreak havoc wherever you go, or join an enemy militia, suppress criminal activity, and establish your reputation as an honorable upholder of the law. Take part in corporation projects to reap the reward, contributing to a greater cause and strengthening your organizations. Dock at the visually stunning Fulcrum hangar, and so much more. Dive into the expansion today, get 70 days of free Omega time, and gain unparalleled power as you choose your alliance and unlock limitless potential. So yeah. So let's look at those skins, because these skins are really kind of cool too. Prepare for Chads on the front line. So the Empyrean Outlaw skin has this really cool logo on the side, and it says, "Steal the future." Now, it is worth noting that some of these skins, like, well, here you can see that it's a reflection thing with that logo, but there are some cases, like on the Mecha Ball, where you can see they still need to work on it a little bit, because, like, it doesn't quite, you can see it, like, Z fighting there and kind of cut off by some of the geometry. So they'll need to fix some of these things, but you can definitely see why, like, this skin looks so cool. It doesn't really modify the skin's texture too much. It just basically gives that branding on the side. Steal the future. I mean, obviously it does change the texture of the skin. It's more like just a straight gold fade out, like from gold to kind of a more drabish color, almost like Ishikone Watch in a way. But yeah, we can also see it on the Cinnabal. I definitely want to get a few of these. Oh, God. fucking sorry. We'll start over. I'll start over. I'll start over. I'll start over. I'll start over. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was doing so good. I was doing so well when it came to keeping straight whether or not my camera was showing or not. All right, let's start over. So you can see here, it says Steal the Future on the side, and it has that gold bronzy look to it. I got it. I got it. I got it, Salt. Thank you. I got it. I got it. I'm sorry. Jesus. Ah. I'm sorry. Ah. Hold on. All right. Don't kill me, guys. All right, so here's the Dramiel. Steal the I love that Steal the Future on the side. I don't know why. It just looks good. Gila skin. There's so many good Gila skins. Quzxpon, like that looks mean, dude. Like I like that look. So this is the plain look. And, you know, that obviously looks fine. But that looks really... I actually really like the gold, or like that bronze-ish tint to it, as well as the skull. It's a very simple skin, but I dig it. Wait, what is happening back there? Whoa! The spine, like, breathes. That's cool. Y'all can see that, right? That's very cool. Caterpillar effect. You already have a Quzxpon? Are you in Zarzak? I'd love to undock and look at one. Yeah, I think it's 7... hold on, let's see what the deal is. One second. Ah, bright. All right, so yeah, for $70, $71, you get all of that stuff that we just talked about. So 1300 Plex. So let's see. I don't see an Omega time. Is there any Omega time? No. So let's call 1300 Plex. That's what? 70. That's basically almost $75 by itself. That's like, that's almost, that's probably, it's probably $70 worth of Plex. If you just like straight up tie it up, it's probably a little bit less maybe, but like, so you're also getting the 200, between the 1350 Plex and the 250,000 skill points, like that is almost undeniably the $70 value. And so all of the skins and stuff that you're getting is effectively on top of the value of the pack, right? And you get one of each of the skins. Yeah, people are earning LP through PvP combat. Yeah, but that isn't the same LP. You can't get a Mecha Ball with that LP store. The Mamba. There's the Mecha Ball. We already looked at that. Rattlesnake, we already... Well, no, I guess you didn't. I did. So you can see that the Mecha Ball has some Z fighting over here and over here, and it looks like it clips into the geometry in a couple places. So yeah, they need to maybe fix the Mecha Balls decals. Rattlesnake looks good. Steal the future. And I saw the worm one first. I think that this looks so sick. I also really like the fact that it turns the lights red. Does it turn the lights red on all of them? No. I wonder if that's going to be, if that's an error or not. Are they going to fix that or not? I hope not. What used to be Plex is now 5. Yes, one Plex used to be... What used to be one Plex is now 500 Plex. I got enough LP for the Dramiel and 2 Cinnable BPCs because of the Epic Arc. Probably going to lose those day one. Yeah. Aren't the lights red when you warp? Oh, yeah, they might... Well, I know that there are lights that change now when they warp. I just hope that they didn't accidentally, like, apply the wrong lights to it and then they fix it. Because that does happen. Like, I don't know if I have a good example here. Yeah, the Heart Surge skin turns it blue. Hey, there's Cosmic. I was just talking about you. Close all the windows. All right. Just attempted to just blow up a few alts for some BPCs. It's possible. I mean, you have to throw away some ships, though. But the BPCs are actually not very much when it comes to LP. Whoever has that Quzxpon should undock. I mean, they have done it before where they've taken the LP back, but that was only when goons like manipulated the value of things before blowing things up. Why is my channels like dying? I wonder if Retribution triggers if you bubble a pirate militia player. I think so. I think that's one of the reasons why we're not seeing a bunch of bubbles right now. What do we got going on here? Zarzak is not hell camped. Yeah, well, as I was mentioning, not yet. It's not that important yet. I know Garissus didn't show blue to angels, and if you shoot them, you'll get bad status. Yeah. So Satonia says, blowing up your own alts for LP is fine as long as the LP generated matches the value of the ships. Yeah, you can't purposefully manipulate the value of the ships in order to get a bigger payout. But if you load up a ship and shoot your own dude, that's totally legal. So, yeah. Anything else that I need to cover about this? Let me see. Okay, so yeah. Let's talk about the actual insurrections.
Docking request accepted.
It's based on the hull and fitting. It's the entire fit, I think. No, because you're destroying the stuff. Oh, you have a Quzxpon and Jita? Boo! Alright. So... does not have things for what? Where to stage your stuff if you're a pirate? Zarzak or... well, let's talk about this for a second, okay? Let's talk about this. Here is the upcoming insurrection. Again, we don't... the insurrection hasn't begun yet, but we can prepare for it and we can see it. So here is the insurrection interface, and here is the faction warfare interface, okay? So what we can see is on the Amar Minmatar Warzone, that is not the Amar Minmatar Warzone. On the Amar Minmatar Warzone, we have the home system of the attack, of the insurrection, is Flossiswin, with the systems of Ardar, Usper, Aset, that one that I'm not going to try to pronounce, are the ones that are infected, okay? Now, we can look in here and see that this is related to this pocket right here, okay? This anchor here is where the system of the Angel Fob with Aset, Ardar, Usper, and this one being the infected systems. So this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one, right? So this cluster of 5 systems is the current insurrection. It is adjacent to Turner, but it is otherwise all in the war zone and all in Minmatar space. Minmatar are the ones currently winning the war zone, so this one makes a lot of sense. On the other side, however, we can see that the insurrection has hit the system of Renorel, infecting Abanal, Archivoinant, Maklinamod, and Vlurir. You can tell I've been around in that area a lot more because I know how to pronounce. I at least pretend to know how to pronounce them. Need to bring ships then to Zarzak to make home station and clone, it seems. Yeah. So, if we zoom in here, we can see that the anchor point is in Renorel here, and it infects Mach, Vlil, what did it say? Mach, Vlil, Abanal, and Archivant. So, Mach, Vlil, Archivant, and Abanel. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? In fact, I actually have on the Twitters here is the Gallente staging area, Gallente Caldari staging area, and here is the Amar Minmatar insurrection area. Okay? Archavoyant. Yeah. Thank you. How do you get the highlights on the map like that? What do you mean? So, what this means is that the Amar Mimitar war zone is all deep and in the Mimitar space, but the Gallente Caldari war zone one is actually in Gallente space, which the Gallente are not necessarily the current winners of the war zone, although it does look like the Gallente are probably better off than they've been in a long time. It's still true that the Gallente have less than half of the systems that the Caldari do, and yet the Gallente are the original attacking point, excuse me, for the first insurrection. Now, based on the New Eden news and what we know about these systems, it's very, very likely that these first insurrections were not randomly picked. These seem to be incredibly important and predetermined systems. As we can see here on the Amar Mimitar side, it is adjacent to the Turner system, which is, of course, very, very critical. And on the Amar Mimitar, sorry, the Gallente Caldari side, it is adjacent to Yagalis, and it is... Where is... Alsavoinen? Is Alsavoinen the... Where's the... I always get it backwards. Which one is the Zarzak connection entrance? Is it Alsavoinen? Yeah, okay. So both insurrections are adjacent to a Zarzak entry point, which means that the insurrection can easily spread to those systems as well. Are the faction warfare groups the opponents to the insurrection? Correct. Yeah, Laura, if you don't like the fact that the first attack is in Renorel, make sure to go by and thank Lorelei for single-handedly continuing to make the Yagalis area interesting. Well, yeah, Turner is one of the adjacent systems to Zarzak as well. Location. I'm at the Fulcrum. All right. So when the pirates win, then the system that has become the home fob system becomes owned by the pirates until the next insurgency. So nothing is permanent. The longest things can last until the next insurgency begins. But remember, so here's the kicker here, okay? Like, let's say the Guristas win this insurgency here. Renorel will become a Guristas system, which means Abanel and Mach will both become front lines because they're now adjacent to an enemy-controlled system, as Renorel will now be owned by the Guristas until the next insurrection begins. Likewise, on the Amar Mimitar side, where is it? Flosaswin. If we manage to succeed in this, then Ardar and Uspur and all them becomes frontline as well, because Flosaswin will become an angel-controlled system until the next insurrection. Yeah, no. Will Zarzak become corrupted too? But I would argue that Zarzak is already, like, it is the source of the corruption. So, we fleeting tomorrow? Absolutely. We probably are actually going to be fleeting some today too. I will note that tomorrow's going to be really, really busy. It's already going to be my day off from streaming. I don't know if I'm going to be able to stream very much tomorrow, especially since we do have our structure defense tomorrow. So if anybody wants to help out with that, that'd be awesome. Please hit me up. We could use as much help as we can get. But yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of fleets ASAP. Do pirate-owned systems affect those not part of the insurrection fighting? Does it block systems for PvE players? Well, if you think about it, the fob system can only ever be in low sec. So it would probably mostly only impact faction warfare players. Now, the insurrection can spread into high sec, and those systems can be taken, and those systems will remain as if they were low sec for the remainder of the invasion of the insurrection. But those are also temporary, and that will impact PvE. However, as I mentioned earlier or yesterday, so too will suppression impact PvE. You can actually get up to, I think, over 25% bonus to all bounties and standings increases in a system by suppressing it. So, you know, it behooves high-sec players to not let us corrupt your system and just work really, really hard to suppress our efforts, get the suppression level up, and lock it in early so you have better defenses and better bounties and rewards. Easy peasy. The high sec systems won't get bubbles. The bubbles are coming to low sec. Remember, if you are moving things into Zarzak to use, if you use a hauler, haulers can have interdiction nullifiers on them now. So that'll probably help you out a lot. Camella is hot right now. I bet you there's a lot of hot systems right now. Unfortunately, my stomach is being messed up. I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep going for too long today. We do have things to cover, though, so let's keep on going. Unless we already covered most of it. Known issues. Unable to find factions in the scroll-down menu for contribution methods. Defend and capture faction warfare complexes should have a drop-down for faction selection. Remote repairing or boosting for user-specific militias not counted by the core project opportunities. Doesn't look like anything's too serious. Launching a bomb or stasis webification probe can be done in max corrupted low sec with a green safety, even though it can give you a suspect or criminal timer if it hits a player. Whoops. No, Mar faction does not mutually dislike the Deathless faction like by -2. That'll probably get fixed. These things will get fixed. Yeah, so nothing too serious except for those the green safety thing. A lot of people are complaining about, oh, what was it? Oh, of course, the full screen escape menu. I am not a big fan of that the core projects require like specific material instead of like a family of material. Yeah. People get mad about their UI, man. We're outnumbered 10-1 in Camella. What's going on, Camella? Where's Camella? I actually don't. Hold on. Next to Chunka, Ohide. Okay. So then it'll be over here. There it is, Camella. Oh, yeah, I see. There's a Mar battlefield and a Mimitar battlefield right there. 2 battlefields going on. I could definitely see why that would be hot. So you only see the 3 docking... So right now I'm looking at the generic Fulcrum docking environment. Tomorrow when I'm in the Angel Cartel, I will see the Angel Cartel docking environment. If you are to join the Grissus Pirates, then you would have the Grissus docking environment. So that's the 3. It depends on which faction you belong to. Fucking... Look. 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 I've already shown you guys. All right? I'm gonna give Danny a button on her computer that turns off my screen. You can see now. Don't give me that. So we can see that the Angel Cartel area is off to the right, and the Grissus area is off to the left. Yeah, let's go look at the outside of the station. Where's the fog? There's the fog. Oh, hey, you can see the point of no return from here. This place is huge, by the way. It's absolutely gigantic. I do like the fact that it really does look like you're flying through a cloud. I do not like the fact that it like adds this like fuzz to the whole screen. I do so like I do like the techno music in the Fulcrum when you are docked. You can also see the grid down here. Where is it? No, I can't yet. Yeah, the grid has a like an energy field over it. Look how tiny I am compared to this thing. Like I've moved, I am 60 kilometers away from the landing point. Sissy just got updated? Oh boy. Let's see. Anything interesting there? I don't see anything too noteworthy. Yeah, I don't see anything that's overly worth talking about. Upwell Fortification variant Kingbird. That's an interesting item. Praxis Genelution Dazzle skin. That's the big one. How far insurgencies can spread to nearby faction warfare systems? I assume that the furthest it can spread is 7 jumps away from the core system. So they added this skin for the Apotheosis and the Praxis. This was the skin that was part of the combined deal with World of Warships. Yeah, now you can see that grid, that energy grid, really, really well. You can just tell how huge this thing is. You can start to see the sun down there too. It can spread infinitely or reaches the other insurgency or 0-0 system, not corruption 5. You mean, Sutonia, if we manage to like corrupt a bunch of systems to 3 but never get any to 5? Is that what you're suggesting? Because while I agree that that's possible, I've kind of written that off as a long-term solution. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's possible. It's possible. But remember, like, at the same time, they need to suppress 5 systems. So you can only play fuck around for so long until the suppression side manages to get their victory, right? So there's kind of a natural balance to it, but it looks like it'll evolve, like, naturally would progress to up to 7 jumps away. And there's a 14-day limit on insurgency, so it's only for 2 weeks. Now, how long is the cooldown between insurgencies? So, like, let's say, Sutonia, let's say the insurgency goes live, Heck is a target system in the insurgency, okay? Day 1, we just go in there and rip apart Heck and take it. How long until Heck becomes back to being normal again? Is it 2 weeks? Let's say we then go on to absolutely crush the insurgency itself and just win. Full stop. When does Heck stop being corrupted? Does it stop being corrupted as soon as we win 5 systems? Does it stop being corrupted after 2 weeks? Does it stop being corrupted when the next insurgency begins? If so, when does that happen? That's my question. 1 day after the insurgency is won for the pirates. So, no more than 15 days. Is that a safe thing? Like, let's say we take it on day 1. It'll be ours for about 15 days before it gets returned. Plus or minus 6 hours, yeah. Wait, on what? On when it gets handed back? Oh, yeah, I see. And I'm not talking about the system that gets the heart of the infection. I'm talking about something like an auxiliary infection, right? The front line is not in Heck, obviously, but Heck is included. You need to take it day 1 and then keep it for 13 days until the insurgency times out. Okay. Then it gets reset a day later. How long, if we win the insurgency, like if we win the next insurgency, right, or this current insurgency that over Quzxpon, how, you know, it starts in 48 hours. Assuming we took Quzxpon, like, well, no, there's like whatever. Let's say we win the insurgency. How long do we keep Quzxpon for? Because they said until the next insurgency, but we don't know how long is in between each insurgency. Trying to get underneath the grid here. Will the new corruption system have effect on hypothetical hauling? Occasionally. 24-hour pirate win period after it gets reset. Then it goes into a 48-hour forecast. Okay, so 2 weeks plus a day, and then the next one starts with a 48-hour cooldown, right? So the longest any system can possibly be held is 15 days. But obviously we're not going to fully corrupt an entire insurrection in one day. So, like, the Angels will only own, the Angels will only own, Flossuswin for 15 days minus the amount of time it takes for us to actually take the 5 systems. That sound correct? So if it takes us 5 days to take 5 systems, we would have Flossuswin for a total of 10 days. Because that's 5 plus 4 plus 1. And then the next insurgency begins. Well... Oh, that's an odd point. They can get 5 insurgencies, or they could suppress 5 systems, but if they don't destroy the fob, I guess we can just keep on taking systems? Clouds are thick here, man. Where is there any better place for clouds? I can't see. Also, getting a system corruption 5 in a day is hard unless you're completely uncontested. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm just using these scenarios just for exact answers, right? Or to give easy numbers. The fob stats are not conducive to defense. That's a fair way of putting it. The fob has the same stats as a right to Ru. What? Okay, so this is a question that hasn't been asked yet. What happens to the stuff that's inside of a fob when the insurrection is over, right? Let's say I go to the fob, I dock up, and I leave a ship behind in the fob. What happens to that ship when the insurrection is over? The night is dark and full of terrors. I'd like to point out that I am on grid with people that are 250 kilometers away, all the way up there. And I'm on the same grid. And I'm still 0 from the fulcrum. Hey, VRod07, thank you for that. 24 hours of pirate win before the pirate pack it up. Yes, but when the pirates pack it up... Oh, it all goes into asset safety. Ew, gross. Okay. You know, Satonia, you should be able to asset safety it into the fulcrum. You know that, right? Like, come on. You know I'm right. Yeah, I think that it should asset safety into the fulcrum myself. I mean, they're already packing everything up and taking it home. Also, it seems a bit sus that the SCC is working to coordinate with the pirates to make things so easy for them. Ah, we're starting to see the sun break through the clouds. Where's the beam? We should be able to see the beam by now. Absolute glory. Was it Interbus that handled? Yeah. Correct. It is Interbus. So Evermarks. Paragon. Evermore. Yeah, if you watch my live stream for yesterday, I went through all of the patch notes. That's true. We did just watch the feature trailer. Here is like the main notes that we just went over a little bit ago. We are currently still live for at least a little bit longer. I'm just showing off stuff. I wish I could see where the clouds were less cloudy. Oh, it looks like I might be able to break through out there. We'll have to see. We can start to see the bottom grid, though. Should I stay in the now or restart? Oh, today's been... I mean, like, you can go back and watch the beginning when we get afterwards, I think. We're just showing stuff off at this point. Are the new ships already on TQ, such as the Alligator and whatnot? Yes. In fact, there's at least somebody in chat with a Quzxpon already. I don't know why this channel is still... what's going on with these channels? What channel is being cut off to me? I don't know. Oh, hold on. I gotta pay attention. I'm getting kind of close to the gate. Oh, no, I'm not. Sort of. Nah. I've got a ways to go. Yeah, there's the sun. It's starting to come through. Where's the beam? Why is the beam off? Or am I just, like, in the wrong place to see it? It should be, like... Well, I guess it's, like, right where the cloud is. The anti-pirates get new sources for LP and such too, and they can suppress systems. There's the boundary. I'm right above the boundary. I don't know if you guys can see that clearly. That's kind of eerie. Yeah, there should be a beam. Why don't I see the beam? I saw it earlier. This shipcaster is on. Oh, that'd be an interesting idea. Like the beam starts and stops. I don't see that though. What are you talking about? This is just an ongoing thing. The thing is that like it behooves the players to defend the systems because it's their faction warfare systems. They don't want us to take it from them. Also, you're saying that the Trig stuff was one-sided, but you know that Edencom captured twice as many systems as the Trig did, right? Like, in almost every metric, the Edencom forces were significantly more. Whoops. Little bit too close. But I mean, CCP even said that right now the advantage is for the militiamen, because they're the ones that they're well set up. They're used to fighting over these systems. These are just more fighting opportunities for them, which is exactly what they want. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Suppressing a system and then using it for like missions or ratting is actually a fucking really powerful idea. It's probably the real reason why they don't let nullsec systems become corrupted or suppressed right now, because, man, that would be really strong. You think that, but like a lot of people are still sticking with being a militiaman or, you know, whatever. I mean, like, there are people with loyalties that have been around for like a decade or so now. So I want to help the angels, but I suck at PvP, so I just want to cool my heels. Man, I'm telling you, like, this is going to be a great opportunity to learn how to PvP if you don't know how to PvP, because, like, these sites and these systems, like, faction warfare is already one of the best places to learn PvP. And, you know, this is just going to be a lot of the same kind of stuff. So if you're interested in getting better at PvP, you can come and join us or one of the other groups that are putting out fleets and doing other stuff. It's a wonderful way to get into that kind of gameplay. Very cheap, too. Corruption level 5 is blackout in the system. I agree. I'm on team that. Team corruption. But yeah, I don't know why the beam is not on. Ash, is your org going to set up a Vanguard Corp? Absolutely. Yeah, you can swap factions. You can only rejoin a militia once every 24 hours. So if you leave, you won't be able to join any other militias for 24 hours. But yeah. Is there a break in the clouds over here? Let's go look. You want to join Gallente? Well, then join Gallente. Aderon Robotics. Aderon Robotics will take care of you if you want to be in the Gallente. Pull up. Pull up. Where's the boundary? Oh shit, the boundary's above me. Yep. There we go. So I'm actually not taking any damage because I'm getting out of the place before it goes to damaging mode. Only spending a couple seconds out there. Oh yeah, we can see the full SAR now. But still no beam from the shipcast or from the fulcrum. I saw it earlier. I took a picture of it. Oh. Gotta go up. Up, up, up. The fun thing is I'm still at 0 of the fulcrum. Oh yeah, yeah, that's a very clear shot. I'm still at 0 to the fulcrum, so if I ever like get into real danger over here, I would just like dock up. Yeah, the base standings requirements is very low, and the Epic Arc gives you a ton of standings. In fact, let me show you how much standings it gives you. Look at that jump. I went from 0.75 to 6.38 in a single Epic Arc turn-in. So, and with Glamour X boosters, you could even increase that by more. All right. Oh yeah, there's a... There, you can absolutely see that there is no beam right now. That is 100% no beam right now. But I can go here and show you. This is the picture I took earlier. So, I'm not sure if this is a visual bug or what. My one is clearer? What are you talking about? I don't see where you're talking about, Erlidis. Does increasing pirate standings lower empire standings? Yes. You can see my Mimitar standings got a hit at the same time. Well, it didn't get a big hit. Well, yeah, there's a derived modification. I think that was the big one. But it's not a huge dip. But it does happen. But it's not nearly as big as the boost that you get for the Angel Cartel. How I'm going to get a Cayman BPC? Well, your good friends over on the bunny side can help you out. Erlidis, if you want me to look at something, go ahead and DM it to me in Discord. You probably won't be... Well, yeah, you could get Cayman BPC from Jita. That's true. You can run the SOE Epic Arc. The SOE Epic Arc does not have derived standings, so it's just a straight-up bonus to whatever faction that you want to take part in. Yeah, DM me it. Oh, here it is. Oh, this is just your picture of your Quzxpon? I've seen pictures of a Quzxpon, dude. Yay! Nice Quzxpon. That's a lot of guns. That's not it? Well, what? Dude. Oh, I see. I see what you did. I see the picture you took. Is that from here? This is Zarzak? That looks closer to being like, oh yeah, I guess because you can see the clouds in the bottom. I'll say that looks very similar to like one of the other transmuters. I'm gonna just guess that I'm having a visual bug, and that's why it's not showing. How many SOE Epic Arcs to get the 3.0 standings? Well, so you don't actually need Amar standings to get to the Angel Epic Arc. You need Republic Security Services or the Amar Navy. So you go and do missions for those corporations in particular in order to get those standings to 3.0, which is actually pretty easy. And then that unlocks the Angel Epic Arc. You run the SOE Epic Arc for faction standings, not for corporation standings. All right, let's see. Anything else I need to cover today?
Request accepted.
Anything else to cover today? Yeah, it's a bug, unfortunately. When you dock and then undock again, the laser is gone, but I believe it'll be fixed in the next day's patch. Okay, okay. Imagine not doing Cosmos missions. Cosmos missions are terrifying. Cosmos missions are broke. Yeah, I think that about covers it for the day. If you want more information, I do recommend you go check out my video from yesterday where we go over all the patch notes and everything. And while not tomorrow, Thursday I will be back and we'll be running fleets and doing stuff in the Warzone itself. Tomorrow I will be in the Warzone, but not streaming it probably. And of course, like I said, we'll be doing our structure defense. So, you know, come on down, help out. I started the Angel Cartel alignment, but I haven't gone to the starting location yet. How do I cancel it and do the other one? What? You mean like the Epic Arc? Yeah, pirates are now factions that you can join. The Angel Cartel and the Garissus pirates are now factions that you can join, or at least align yourself with the militia of. Big seats, you can, if you haven't finished the Epic Arc, Angel Epic Arc, you can just not continue with it. You can start the Garissus Epic Arc. Oh, Anti-Pirate is a faction too now? Well, I mean, like, so that's the big unknown, right? How much will the empires, how much will the militia work together to stop an insurgency, right? Like, the real question is, how much interest does the Caldari really have in stopping the Garissus insurgency right now, right? Like, if we go back and look at the target systems, Like, given the fact that the target systems is this infected area down here, like, why would the Caldari help suppress these systems? If anything, they want these systems to become corrupted, so that way Renorel becomes vulnerable, right? But again, like, these are all, like, this is going to have to play out. Will the Caldari, you know, how the Caldari and the Gallente use us against each other is going to be a piece to this. Just like how the Minmatar and the Mar use us against each other is going to be a piece of this. People who do not enlist can still dock in the Fulcrum. As long as you're not enlisted with an Empire faction, you can still dock in the Fulcrum. I do not see the Caldari helping the Gallente with the first insurrection. I'm going to say that right now. I do not see the Caldari militia helping the Gallente with this insurrection. If anything, I expect them to use this opportunity to do as much damage as possible. I don't think that the Caldari are going to become like selfless in helping defend this territory. There's just too much of a grudge between the Garistas or between the Gallente and the Caldari right now. However, on the Minmatar Amar side, I mean, it's probably much the same situation, right? Like, the Amar, it would do well for the Amar to use this as an opportunity to strike into this area and weaken it even further, right? Like, this is 63% contested, 91% contested. So this area is already highly fought over. So all this is going to do is make this into even more chaos and help these systems fall. You know, a set is 95% contested. That's basically, it could flip by the end of the day. This one too. It would be interesting if it was spread to Jita. It won't spread to Jita for a variety of reasons, mostly because Jita's higher than 0.5. The only trade hub that is really at threat is Heck, right here. Heck is very, very, very much at risk of being insurrected. In fact, with it being in Flosis, when you got, you know, it goes, I don't know if Ardar was part of it. Hold on. Is Ardar part of it? Yes, Ardar is part of it. So if Ardar is part of it, then we could infect Ardar. If that got to Hado, then we could infect the Hado. Which, if it went to Rez, then we could infect Rez, then Hor, then Heck. Like, that would be how we would do it there. But again, like, each one of those would have to happen. If we took Ardar, it could go to Firstum or whatever. Like, it may not go the way that we want it to. But that's kind of how that plays out. Aren't the Garistas supposed to be supported by the Gallente? If so, why would they attack Gallente? The Garistas don't side with either side. They did attack places that were critical. Oh, that's what we missed. That's what we missed. Let's do this now. Let's do this. Haha! I missed the critical thing. Ready? We will do the news, and then we will probably wrap things up. So, breaking. By the way, before we jump into this, make sure to like the stream if you haven't already. You know, obviously, I've put a lot of effort into keeping track of all this stuff and bringing you the information. If you want to show your appreciation and approval of such things, make sure to like the stream. You can also, you know, consider becoming a supporter, either by becoming a member on YouTube or a patron on Patreon. But with that said, let's jump into it. Breaking! Angel Cartel and Garistas Pirates forces establish forward operating bases in Warzone. Flossiswin, Metropolis, and Renorel placid. Pirate forward operating bases have been detected in the war-torn systems of Flossiswin in the Amar Minmatar Militia Warzone and Renorel in the Caldari Gallente Warzone. Concord conflict monitors sounded the alarm as scouts of the Republic Fleet and Federation Navy are reported to have probed the newly appeared pirate structures for weaknesses. The appearance of an Angel Cartel fob in orbit of the temperate planet of Flossiswin 4 has rapidly caused alarm across the civilian population of a Minmatar border world that has experienced much devastation since the House Sorum invasion of the planet in late YC121. A brutal months-long campaign of occupation, counteroffensive, and eventual liberation was carried out against the background of Triglavian invasions. Episodes of violence such as the raids by Sorum holdouts and orbital bombardment by renegades during the Equilibrium of Mankind crisis of YC123 have only served to prolong the instability, despite a substantial Republic military presence and effort to fortify population centers. In Renorel, a Grissus pirate fob has appeared in the orbital zone of the planet of Renorel 5, also a temperate world with a colonial population primarily occupied in various mining, industrial, and research enterprises. Renorel 5 is a garrison of federal marines and has been noted in recent years as a hotbed of revolutionary activity. Accusations of the Planetary Assembly collaborating with Caldari occupation forces in YC-124 led to closer scrutiny by the federal authorities when Gallente control was reasserted. The reaction of local civilians to the Grissus present has been muted, with the heavily armed frontier colonists apparently ready to look to their own defense. Republic fleet authorities have refused to comment on the developments, but Hetman General Kenneth Filmer is understood to be briefing an emergency session of the Tribal Council called by Senator Malatu Shakur. A Federation Navy spokesman has stated that Vice Admiral Farina Ravelli has mobilized reserves and is considering declaring a state of emergency in Placid. Counterinsurgency operations are understood to be underway and being coordinated from the Republic Military HQ and Ammo System and the federal military facilities in the Intaki system. The Amar Empire and Caldari State have made no comment to the latest development, but independent observers have noted an increase in military activity by both powers. Despite allegations of the new Amar plan to invade the Republic, the Empire forces have continued to focus in the war zone and borders under the direction of Captain Marshal Zerdin Sirkosh. Caldari State forces continue to press on multiple fronts while pursuing a multi-pronged foreign policy involving colonial efforts in the Syndicate region and increased trade and cooperation with the Minmatar Republic. Pirate fleets strike capsuleer structures close to ancient Jovian stargates, destroying Astrahus. Alsavoinen Placid and GTAC OQ86 Curse. Large fleets of pirate warships have reportedly struck at capsuleer structures close to the recently discovered ancient Jovian stargates of Zarzak in recent days. The attacks followed a warning by the Angel Cartel and Grissus pirates to remove the structures and face hostile actions. Last night, a combined assault by the Angel Cartel battleships and a large contingent of capsuleers from the We-formed Volta Alliance was able to destroy the Decoy Alliance Astrahus-class citadel anchored close to the GTAC OQ86 Stargate to Zarzak. With significant capsuleer forces joining the Angel Cartel in the attack, and valiant defenders were unable to stave off the inevitable destruction of the citadel. In Alsavoinen, following two assaults on its shields on Friday and Sunday, the Grissus pirates were able to reduce the armor belt of the Initiative Alliance Fortizar-class citadel anchored close to that system's ancient Jovian Stargate. The Fortizar's hull is now reinforced until Thursday evening New Eden Standard Time. Significant capsuleer defense forces inflicted heavy losses on the Grissus fleet, but the pirate group appears willing to commit substantial forces to achieving its goals. The notable hostile interventions against capsuleer structures by assault fleets of the Ancient Cartel and Grissus pirates are apparently in line with a joint policy of the groups combined with the Deathless Circle. The loose pirate alliance appears concerned to be maintaining its control of the Zarzak stargates and secure deployment routes for pirate fleets and capsuleer allies. Evermore lobbying against SEC suspension of script trading and money laundering crackdown. Ulai Genesis. Concord Secure Commerce Commission has pressed ahead with its suspension of script transfers in order to combat increased money laundering, despite the announced measures continuing to cause turmoil amongst finance houses and interstellar currency exchanges. The SEC announcement came amidst reports from security teams of increased criminal activity. According to the SEC, this increase has led to unprecedented levels of trading in illicit funds via scripts. Scripts are tokens issued by corporations. The most common type of script in New Eden are the so-called loyalty points, often used by corporations as a form of social credit. The Evermark's currency used in capsuleer transactions by the Paragon Corporation is also classified as a corporate script. According to the SEC, criminal groups like the Angel Cartel and Grissus Pirates have been using scripts to launder money earned through criminal activities. Cartel and Grissus' infiltration of the financial systems of New Eden have long been a concern, with a number of high-profile heists and script embezzlement schemes in the recent years. The Commission estimates that trillions of ISK have already been hidden from their auditors using script trades. Despite the SEC's insistence that this is a temporary measure, the restrictions have been met with criticism throughout the financial sector. The president of Evermore, Alexander Ducassi, has called the suspension, quote, a typical anti-business move by an overzealous commission, end quote. As Paragon's parent company, Evermore is expected to be negatively impacted by the suspension as it eliminates the secondary market for Evermarks. In addition to being issued to capsuleers as incentives, Evermarks are also used to supplement the salaries of employees in Evermore subsidiaries. Ducasi insists, quote, I have no fears about the future of Evermore. Thanks to our foundational businesses and cutting-edge innovations, I can assure you that our future is secure. I am speaking out because entrepreneur spirit is in the lifeblood of this cluster, end quote. Evermore's legal team has already lodged a petition for Evermarks to be granted an exception from suspension in script trading. The scope has also been informed that sources close to Ducasi that Evermore's significant economic, political, and diplomatic resources are being redirected to exert pressure on the SEC. Many observers expect that the SEC inclusion of Evermarks will be reconsidered in the not-too-distant future. That is it for today's news on November 14th, YC125, Havoc Day. All right. Ash, why do you think fobs are limited to temperate planets? Because of Vanguard. Yeah. All right. Yeah, make sure to like the stream. Feed the hamsters. They love it. They need your likes, comments, and subscribes. It sustains them. But all that said, I've been Ash Rothi. I've been playing this game since 2010, talking about it since 2012, and I'm here to put even to context for you, my fellow Empyreans. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for sharing the streams. Thank you for liking, commenting, and all that stuff. And thank you for your support with the convocation of Empyreans. Make sure to use the links if you haven't gotten your million free SV. If you're returning to the game, I do have a video on returning to the game, but there's also if you haven't ever gotten your free millions SP, use the link that is in the description down below or in the chat. If you are, beyond just liking and following the stream, you can head into our Discord where you can give yourself roles and flags to be able to join in on the conversation. You don't have to be part of the convocation. Be in the Discord, and you can, hang out with the EVE Universe people and all that stuff. And there's a special channel for supporters, much like my top tier supporters: Abyssus, Aikawarazu Chan, Arkas Ilring, Belligerent Neckbeard, Black Rose Noble, Dajat Lemmont, Drake, Federation Frontline, Ganai, J-Kun, Lumi, Midnight Space Monkey, Milk, Not Just Fun, Seeds Aplenty, Serenolin with No Eyes, Sho'Danar, Syliana Vel'ash, Tgen Tgen, Nephilim, Grendel, V-Rod Cruiser, Yantey Lepouf, Zaul Nex, Zero, as well as my mortal tier supporters 745 MPSI, Arydanika the Queen Ebo1337, Erlidis, May, Malak Starfire, Merc Utan, Nihilum, LM1, Sheesh, and Rid. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. I have been Ash Rothi, the voice of New Eden. And until next time, I'll see you in space. Ash showers too much to be compared to Asmon. Look, man. I'm okay with the comparison. It's definitely not the first time. I do appreciate the note of my hygiene. 07. Have a good one. Welcome back. Bye. Pour one out for all the clones in 1DQ Keepstar.
On the wrecking machine. Forever city.